In this episode, we talk about the importance of knowing your core values and how that can affect the tribe you currently have and the tribe you wish to build. Welcome to the Strategy Rewind Podcast. I am your host, Miguel Lebron. Here at the Strategy Rewind Podcast, we look at the relationship between goals, strategies, belief, and objective breakthrough. I'm so excited for today's episode. Hey, if we haven't met before, thank you for being connected here today. I am a father, a leader, an author, a strategy coach, and mentor, and I partner with individuals who have a goal but need a strategy. And in this podcast, we focus on the strategy to help you have a breakthrough moment. I have a dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they are not judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. These are the words of the iconic I Have a Dream speech from Martin Luther King. And why do we start today's episode with that? Because that dream is still alive. It's alive today more than ever. People are still clinging, believing on this dream. I choose to believe in that dream, that it is possible. But will Martin Luther King see it revealed? No. But he's left a legacy and a dream that people can still gather together with that vision. When we talk about building a tribe, we're talking about a collective of individuals that despite all of their differences, this dream, this vision is what unites them. That is what a tribe is. So it doesn't matter your background. It doesn't matter your upbringing. It doesn't matter anything of those variables that make you who you are. All of that, bring it together and let's bring it together to make this tribe. What unites a tribe is exactly this, the dream. And it has to be a grand dream, a big dream, a bold dream. You could say that it has to be even a crazy dream. But that's exactly what's uniting a tribe. This dream, this idea that may seem difficult or an uphill battle. And you may not see it fulfilled in your lifetime, but that doesn't mean that other individuals can't take on the dream and say, I'm going to work towards that dream. Likewise, when we talk about building a tribe, you and I building a tribe, it is because we are united by one thing. We believe in strategies and we believe that they work. No matter what level you are in, you believe that strategies are necessary. I believe that strategies are necessary. No matter if you're a single mother trying to balance life with kids and school and all of these things, or if you're a father trying to make ends meet, like no matter if you're heading to the gym, heading to school, or heading to work, or just trying to figure things out, I'm with you. I understand. You understand. We understand that strategy is necessary. And what's also necessary is to build a tribe. And again, let us define this. A tribe is a community of individuals that are like-minded. They have one vision in mind. Now, how do we find a tribe? Well, first, we have to discover our why. Why is that thing that wakes you up in the morning and you understand, I have a dream, I have a vision, I have to get up and make it happen. Let's not confuse why with passion, because passion is like gasoline for a vehicle. It'll turn it on, but you have to have a destination. And so when we talk about that why, we have to get to a personal place where we define the why. And this isn't an easy thing to do. To define your why, you have to get down to really the nitty gritty. So you have to be able to talk about what are your values, talk about who you are and who you're not. Oftentimes it's easier to talk about who you're not. And so that may be a good place to start. Start talking about who you are not. And by saying what you are not or saying what you don't believe in, it may be easier to see and be revealed who you are and what you stand for. For me personally, my why is to honor God, love my family, serve my community, and leave a legacy. This to me is the pillar. This to me is what holds up and drives what I do. I believe that by doing the things that I do and presenting the information that I present, I'm honoring God. And I'm doing that by going ahead and utilizing all the gifts, all the talents, and all of the abilities and all the resources that He's given me. So again, this is my why. This doesn't have to be your why, but this is the pillars that keep me up, that sustain me. And even in the moments when I don't feel like going forward or I feel drained, even if I don't find the motivation, but I'm still dedicated to the why. This is my why: to honor God, love my family, serve my community, and leave a legacy. So one way to start by defining your why, again, as we mentioned, is by starting off with your values. What is important to you? And at the same time, you can take a sheet of paper and divide it in half. And on one side, write what I believe in, and on the other end, what I don't believe in. And when you start defining what you don't believe in, it may become much more clear to see actually what you stand for. Once you've defined or discovered what your why is, it's much easier to find a tribe and find a community of individuals that believe in that same vision as you do. It's much more easier to then find this community. I've often said that your vibe will determine your tribe. Your vibe will determine your tribe. And it's that energy that you put out, right? You attract those individuals. And oftentimes we refuse to do this. But if you look at the 5 people that you're most close with, that's actually going to tell you a lot more about you. I remember back in the day, we used to have, my wife and I, this plan with a phone company. I'm not going to say their name because they're not sponsoring the show, but we used to have a plan with these individuals who they offered what was known the Fave 5. If you know, you know. They had the Fave 5, and what it was is that you can call these individuals. Now, this is before you could have an unlimited plan and have the plans that they have now. Before, you had to have minutes, and before, after 9 p.m. you could make calls for free, but before that, you had to pay. Some of you know, and if you know, you know. Now, listen, we had the Fave 5, and the Fave 5 allowed you to call these 5 people at any given moment. You could text, you could call them, contact them, and it would not affect your overall minutes. I had this Fave 5, and oftentimes I would change the Fave 5. As the plan went on, I would see who I was conversing with the most. The problem was that the way the plan was set up, you couldn't change in the middle of the month. Like, you had to wait at the end of the month or the bill cycle to go ahead and change who was in your Fave 5. And in our life, we don't realize how that top 5 or that Fave 5 or that starting 5 in our life, how much they influence who we are, what we think, and what we do. So just take a moment and think about these individuals, these 5 people that you talk to the most, that you text with the most, that you're communicating with the most. These 5 individuals will actually tell you more about you. I know this is hard sometimes to swallow. In fact, one of the other strategies you should consider when looking for a tribe is being willing to leave your circle. I know we are so tribe centric. We like to stay with the people that we have. And oftentimes, it's easy to make friends when you're in elementary. High school gets a little tricky. College, you're more willing, right? But after that, you kind of settle in with the friends you have. But you have to be willing to leave outside of your circle, because outside of your circle, you're going to find some amazing, amazing people. When we talk about a tribe is that community that is united by an idea, a dream that brings them together. There's a quote that I read recently which said, "This chapter of my life is invite only." And the fact is that not everyone who is in your Fave 5 is going to be by the end of this bill cycle. You hear me? Not everybody who is in your Fave 5 right now is going to be by the end of this episode. And that's good, because what you want to be able to do is figure out what is your why, what is your core beliefs, what do you not believe in, and how can you then move forward to the you want to be. Greatness is not a destination. Greatness is the revelation of the authentic version of yourself. And the people in your fave five, the people that you hang out with the most, don't resemble the possibility of greatness or don't nourish the greatness that is within you or don't help you tap into that greatness, then you need to start reevaluate that fave five. Do not be afraid to step outside of your comfort zone. Do not be afraid to step outside of your circle. Now, let's move this conversation forward because I want you to have a breakthrough moment when we talk about building a tribe and finding that tribe that's going to nourish your vision. To do that, we're going to bring in Rachel Khauka. She's going to talk about some amazing things that she's doing, how she's building a tribe. Rachel, thank you for being part of the program. For those who aren't familiar with the work you're doing, let them know about yourself.
Sure. So, hi, everyone. My name is Rachel Khauka. I met Miguel at a mastermind dinner. He told me what he does. He told me about his podcast, and I was all for it. So, I'm really glad to be here today. So, I run a group called All Empowered Women. I'm an all women's life coach, and I've created a process called the Awakening Process. And it's designed to help women take their power back. A lot of time it's for women who are feeling lost, who feel that they just want something more, women who have put so much energy into everybody else, into everything else that they've forgotten who they are. But then also women who are like fresh out of a breakup and heartbroken and looking to just like regain that confidence.
You know, when we talk about breakups, oftentimes our mind go into thinking of romantic relationship and how that breakup feels and the process that takes place in our life afterwards. But breakups aren't only from romantic relationship. It can be from a platonic relationship or even from a toxic mindset. Let's talk a little bit about overcoming that breakup and coming through the other side to find your tribe.
Sure. And I believe one of the things that I tell a lot of my women is you've got to do the work on yourself, right? A lot of times when we've come out of a breakup, like you said, whether it's romantic, whether it's losing a job, right? That's still breaking up, whether it's a parent. A lot of times we go and we try to seek validation in so many other places. We go to try to seek support in so many other places. And I'm not saying that seeking support is bad, but when you do it so much to the point to where you're not asking yourself, you can be pulled in so many different directions. Go and get that support, speak to other people, but spend time in solitude. Get to know yourself, figure out who you are, figure out if you have a higher power and start asking questions because those answers, they always come.
Rachel, you're 100% right. We should look to create a tribe, but not be so codependent on the tribe where the tribe gives us an identity. That's not the way it works. We do have to start with that internal search, start with that internal work. And I also like the fact that you mentioned the spirituality because the truth is, regardless of where we are in our spiritual journey, we are spiritual beings as well. But now let's get to a healthy place when we talk about tribe. Because, yes, I agree. We should not be codependent on the tribe. The tribe should not give us an identity. It's to work cohesively towards the greater vision, the greater dream, as we previously mentioned. How do we do this? How do we establish a tribe so that we can all nourish each other and our vision?
My first core belief when it comes to creating a tribe is you have to be yourself. Because what happens is we watch all these other people on social media, all these other people on TV, but we kind of try to take their identity too, right? I want to be a motivational speaker. I love Eric Thomas, so I'm going to try to come out as forceful as Eric Thomas. And what you have to understand is you could be that motivational speaker like him, but you have to do it with your own swag. You have to do it as you are. And first, before you could even find that tribe, right? If you're going to be yourself, you have to figure out who you are. Because if you're trying to create a tribe that's being pulled off of energy and you're not being yourself, I think that a lot of people, for one, can feel that energy. For two, they could see that you're not being yourself. And for three, the universe knows all. So you're not seeing the results that you want. So figure out who you want. Be that person, and the people that resonate with you, they will come. And the people that don't, hey, that's fine. They can go elsewhere and get that support that they need there.
Fantastic strategies, Rachel. Fantastic strategies. And I agree with you. Your vibe will affect your tribe. Now, for those individuals that are listening and want to get connected with you and all of the amazing work you're doing, let them know how they can get connected with you.
I'm all over social media: TikTok, Rachel Khauka; YouTube, Rachel Khauka; Facebook, Rachel Khauka. The name of the group is All Empowered Women. It's spelled correctly how it's supposed to be spelled, spaces in between each word. So it's pretty simple. I keep it simple so that you could find me.
Rachel, thank you so much for being part of today's program and all of the amazing work you're doing. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
I want to take this moment to thank everyone who has been connected here today. Thank you. If you found value and insight with the strategies discussed today, check out the show notes for further highlights and helpful links, and consider subscribing to be notified when a new weekly episode is available. Also, please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, as that helps us know that you like this podcast and want more of it. A special thanks to today's guest, and please be sure to follow them for more helpful information. Well, I'll connect with you on the next episode of Strategy Rewind, but in between time and in the meantime, check out MiguelLebron.com, where you'll find free resources. Thank you for listening. I'll talk to you shortly.